All right, hello y'all. I'm sorry for the delay, a little bit, but I would imagine I want to thank y'all too for waiting. Um, but I would imagine most of us probably watched the press conference, which was very hard for us to watch. Um, Unfortunately, um, this didn't end the way that we wanted it to. Um, we were hoping to find Gannon obviously alive. Unfortunately, they've obviously charged her with first-degree murder, which means they have found enough evidence to confirm that he is passed. Again, I apologize for being late, y'all. I know y'all have been here for a bit, like I said, but I had to kind of gather myself a bit before I came on because I know it was a hard conference for everybody to watch. And when I speak of grieving mothers, that's what I mean, is someone like Gannon's mother, not Megan Boswell. That's not a grieving mother. So she's charged with first-degree murder, child abuse, tampering with a deceased human body, and evidence. So Letecia was arrested in Myrtle Beach. I'm sorry. I'm going to catch my breath for a second. I mean, most of y'all, I'm sure, watched it, okay? So, yeah. She's arrested. It is unfortunately a result that we were worried about. I apologize for crying, but again, watching his mom cry is almost unbearable. That's what was my point in the videos the other day, of watching a grieving mom and someone who did it. So, I apologize again for crying. I know that I was talking about it the other day, but this is crying out of happiness for Gannon because he finally got he's finally getting some justice. There's more things will come out, I'm sure. But finally, I think they're finally getting the point that we're not going to put up with all this anymore. You do need to start explaining what happens to your children when they're in your care, and this is not okay. Like I said, so hopefully from now on, this will make a huge, huge change in what's been happening lately. Because too many people have been getting away with murdering children that they're supposed to be, or hurting children, or selling them off, or trading them, or doing whatever it is they're doing these days with them, and nothing happening, and then the people who don't really do anything are the people who get hounded. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, I'm going to see what y'all have to say and how y'all are weighing in on it. But again, like I said, like his mother said, Gannon is our hero. He'll always will be, so we want him to rest in peace, and just pray for his family and him, because they really desperately need that at this time. So her mugshot will be available, they said, soon. So y'all will be able to find that online if y'all need to find it. But yeah, I have to say there was not a dry eye in the house, I think, today during this interview, or even now. The only person that I ever saw have a dry eye in this whole situation was Letecia. Okay? And now do you get it, Letecia, that you're sitting in jail? Do you get it now? If you don't, I'm sure the prisoners will help you figure it out very soon. So that's all I want to say about it, because I don't want to stay stuck on the press conference too much longer. But, yeah. So like I said, let's just pray for Gannon, his family. And like I said, fuck you, Letecia. I hope you rot in hell. You will rot in hell, actually. So, and I'm Catholic. So anybody got a problem with that too? I don't care. So, does anybody have any questions? Like I said, I know I don't normally come on live at this moment, or anybody just want to weigh in on their opinion and what they think. Like I said, I agree, Bree. I agree. That's the saddest part. Is watching this kid get into this car with this woman, and you know what she's about to do. That's the saddest part in that video. I said, that's when I shut it off, was that video. And I've had it shut off since then. And then this came out today. And, yeah, I mean, that's why I shut it off. I couldn't take it anymore. I knew she was lying. I could hear it. I could feel it. I could feel his fear. And I'm not, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that it happened the way it did. It's ridiculous that she was able to go on as long as she did with her bullshit and that nothing was done to her about it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it seems like maybe law enforcement is starting to get the point across the country now that we're getting fed up with this shit and to start putting people behind bars that are doing things like this. Like I said, because we had Allison, we have Harley, we have Gannon, Evelyn, Faye, Aiden, Angelina. These are just kids that I've... JJ, Tylee. Like, these... And this is all in less than a year. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. Like I said, and this is at the hands of their own caretakers. Their own caretakers are doing this stuff to them. And they're acting like they don't understand what the problem is. You know what I mean? Or like law enforcement. I don't know. I don't want to get too much into that because that's just my personal opinion, I guess. But something's not right with the children. And I think that they know now that they need to start acting upon it because everybody sees it. And they can't keep denying it. That's all my point is. Yeah, and then there's a Gabriel. Yeah, Gabriel. I found out about Gabriel last night, which First Lady 5D over here. So I'm sorry, Miss Lady 5D. Yeah, he was also abused and beaten to death, and they never took him away from. Again, I didn't get to look into the story too much, so I don't want to speak on it too much yet. I just know that you can literally see he's beaten up and bruised. It actually looks like he's beaten up and bruised while they're taking pictures for a Mother's Day card. And it's kind of like the kid has a black eye, like bruises all over him. And it's like, nobody was like, hey, what happened? Or like, what's up? That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like, I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. That's what I'm saying. And I think a lot of people don't understand. And that's what I'm saying. And that's where the frustration is coming from. People are not understanding why stuff is being ignored. Like serious child abuse and neglect is being ignored while other things aren't. Not. That don't even, like I said, a kid can fall down and scrape its knee and CPS can hound the parents for months, about it. But then there's actual reports like of people actually mistreating their children over and over and over and over and over again. And they have proof of it with broken bones and other things and bruises and things like that actually prove these children are being abused. And it's not some tit for tat bullshit and they're doing nothing about it. So I don't understand it. Like I said, maybe it's just me. Like I said, that's just my opinion, but Rex, what are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? Get down. Rip up the jacket. I didn't catch the last name. Miss Texas has the last name. I saw it really, really late last night. Like I said, I just saw the picture and all the bruises, and I wasn't ready for another kid case. Yes, I did look at the picture, Miss Texas, and I said, but I didn't go into the article yet because I just wasn't ready last night that late to take on that energy yet. So I was actually going to look into it today, but then this came out. So, it kind of at this moment it's breaking news. So it needed to be addressed. So especially since it's a case that our channel has been following for quite a while now. So I said, I want to thank y'all all for being in the chat room. Like I said, we have about 70 people in the room. If y'all give it a thumbs up, we greatly appreciate it. Like I said, we are talking about Letecia Stauch being arrested for Gannon Stauch's murder, basically. Enough evidence was found to prove that he was murdered by her. That's why she is charged. She is charged with about 4. So I said earlier, I'll go ahead and repeat the charges so that y'all can have them. Like I said, and her mugshot will be available online. Again, I'm apologize for being a little bit emotional at first, but I just watched the press conference where I know very many people. It was hard to watch. But she's charged with first-degree murder, endangerment for a child under the age of 12. Supposed to be caring for, like, I don't know the exact term for it, but basically when you're caring for a child under a certain age, you can be charged for something happening to them. So then she was also charged for child abuse, tampering with a deceased corpse, and tampering with the human body and evidence. So, which is also a deceased corpse. But like I said, I think she moved stuff, and that's why things were kind of moved around. And that's why I kept saying that I couldn't get where he was, because I don't think he knew where he was because she moved him. That might have been why she left. And when she left, that might have been one of the reasons she left. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't see her going anywhere anytime soon. That's for sure. I don't see how she's going to wiggle her way out of those charges. At this moment, she's the only one charged that we know of. But again, she's just been arrested, so she might flip if there's somebody else involved. So we'll just kind of have to keep an eye out for that and see what happens, see if she flips on anybody and tells on anybody who might be included, because I really don't think she did all of this on her own. If she did, then she's been planning it for a while, because I don't see how she could have, like I said, all the places she went, all the things she did, yeah, there's Anita. There it goes right there. I wrote him down, like I said, but I was writing fast and crying at the same time. But yeah, it's first-degree murder by a person of trust. Thank you. That's the term, the verbiage for it. And it said under the age of 12, child abuse resulting in death, tampering with a deceased body, and tampering with evidence. Those are the charges. Oh, yeah, right? I can't wait to see her mugshot, too. I can't wait to finally see her without them sunglasses. I want to know what those eyes really look like. Oh, hey, Red Rum. I'm sorry. I was reading off stuff. And Conscious Truth, how are y'all? Check out their channel. There's a Conscious Truth and Red Rum have amazing channels. They've also been following some of this stuff too, from what I know. Red Rum is a private investigator, and then Conscious Truth does amazing EVPs, things like that, Ovula sessions on her channel. So y'all can check those out. Like I said, if y'all aren't subscribed to them, go ahead and subscribe. They have amazing content, and they are sweet as can be. So, again, if you're not subscribed to Red Rum Media and Conscious Truth, please go ahead and hop over and subscribe real quick. Like I said, because they have amazing content and they're very sweet and genuine. So, oh, did you, Red? Good. Yeah, the eyes are going to be empty. That's what I said. I'm really interested to see what her eyes are going to really look like now. So I want to thank everybody for being in the room. We have almost 90 people in the room and 40 likes. So if you are here to join in on us with the conversation and weigh in, or just anything, if you're enjoying the conversation, or, if you haven't subscribed, you can hit the subscribe bar over here or hit the notification bell. I normally do read tarot cards. This is my main practice, is tarot card reading. That is what my channel is about. But I do true crime tarot card readings and missing persons and things like that. So I have been following this case since it started. I also included the videos from when I started on my main page, when I started following his case all the way through. So if you're interested on catching up with those videos to see how we led up to this conversation, and why it was so hard to handle at first, you can go ahead and kind of catch up with the videos if you like. Like I said, they all have his name in it. Like I said, I put the main tarot card reading that I did when he went missing on the main page for new people and returning ones. So if y'all missed that tarot card reading, because I know sometimes people say they can't find them, so I went ahead and put the tarot card reading that I did for him on the main page, on my YouTube main page, so y'all can catch up with it. And that's where it starts. And then I can go ahead and try to go ahead and add links, but most of the time, like I said, it kind of just we'll show you the next one that has to relate to it. But oh, thank you, Conscious Truth. I appreciate that. Yeah, and that's what makes it harder sometimes, to be honest. You know, you want to be wrong. You want to hope this baby is somewhere and he's fine. But it's like, you know, unfortunately, your cards and your intuition just don't lie sometimes, you know? And it's like, and then what T does. T-bag lies all the time. That's why she's in jail for first-degree murder. That's what I'm saying. She's a lying bitch, and I'm glad she's sitting behind bars because that's where she deserves to be. And I hope that, I don't know what they do in Colorado for the death penalty, but I hope it like malfunctions and they have to do it twice on her so that she like gets scared twice. So if she even gets scared and has feelings, highly doubt it after what she did. I know here though they do a lethal injection. I would like do a slow drip. Like if I was the person giving her the lethal injection in Texas, I'd put that shit on a slow drip. So, will you stop ripping that up? Like I said, as y'all are coming in the chat room, like I said, if y'all give it a thumbs up, we greatly appreciate it. That would bring in some more people who are interested in, you know, the press release that was just released for Gannon. Like I said, I am a tarot card reader and an empath, so I've been following it since Gannon has went missing. We found, obviously today, there was enough evidence to go ahead and find his stepmother guilty of his murder. So that she's been charged, like I said, with numerous charges, first-degree murder, you know, under a child at the age of 12. Like I said, and one of the mods went ahead and dropped. I have the charges here written down, but like I said, they're also dropped inside the comment box. Anita dropped them for everybody. She's one of the moderators. All the moderators are in blue, so they help the chat run smoothly, and they are trusting and also empathic themselves. So if we can give the moderators a thumbs up as well, because they especially, you know, Miss Texas has also been working. Well, she's not Miss Texas anymore. She's JFK's wife in the 5D. So Miss 5D JFK has been working very, very hard with this case as well. And so we're both very spiritually invested into it. So like I said, it was very hard, I think, not only for us, but for everybody to get the news today. So, you know, let me check this to make sure it's not related to what we're talking about. I know most people don't like people using their phones, but I do keep my phone on during lives because I have my moderators that help update me as things go along. Okay. Thank you for that. I'll check into it. Yeah. Teabag. That's going to be your name from now on. Teabag. As I was saying, but that's why I posted that picture of Megan Boswell. They were joking about her being bald. I'm like, I hope this bitch is bald in jail already. And like the prisoners done tore her butt up already, or will soon when they get a hold of her. But I'm sure they'll put her in like, what is that, protective custody so nobody touches her. But yeah, she can't stay there forever. So yeah, that's what Chris Watt's mom was bragging about, how they have the death penalty, but they don't use it or something. It's like, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter if they use it or don't use it. Can you imagine sitting in a room and not knowing when they're going to walk in one day and be like, hey, by the way, next week you're going to die. You know, like, that's not anything I think anybody can sit there and say they're not truly there. Even Ted Bundy was scared shitless about being executed. If you watch his interviews, his very last interview, like he did, like, I think it was like hours before he was executed, this lying little punk starts talking about all these other cases that he was supposedly had stuff to do with. Reason why is because he was trying to delay the execution by admitting to all these other murders, right? Because then that would open up a whole new trial, and it would solve those cases and give those families closure. So he would like he was trying to delay his execution by kind of playing cat and mouse with the media and the police towards the end. And they finally just didn't care anymore. They were just like, we don't care how we already know you're completely sick. We already know you've killed all these people. So that's good enough for us. You know, you can't keep on trying to admit to all these people we've never heard about. But either way, you're dying like in 12 hours. So we'll charge you with it later, I guess. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, even Ted Bundy was scared to be executed as much as he tried to act like, so like in the interview, well, none of this is really my fault. It was porn. Like, no, you're just sick. Okay. It wasn't porn that made you that way. I don't know, Miss Texas. I just said porn. That's something between me and Miss Texas. I'm sorry. Like, that's totally a side joke. But that's what I'm saying, Barbara Bell. Yeah, there's women in prison who would give anything to be with their children. It's like, and so when they see somebody who comes in who takes their own child's life or someone else's, like I said, it's like a child molester, basically. You don't stand a chance. She don't stand a chance in there. You don't mess with children, Megan Boswell and Teabag. And I'm sure y'all are figuring that out now where you are, especially Megan Boswell still sitting her ass in jail when her mom's out and she blamed it on her. Like, how is that? How much of a slap in the face is that? You know what I mean? By her own grandpa. So, I don't know. As I'm saying, people ain't getting the point. They better start getting the point. Like I said, because as I said, maybe that's where I feel like maybe living in Texas have just kept us straight, because we know, like, they got the death penalty. They ain't afraid to use it. And, like, you don't need a body here to be, I mean, and I know you don't need a body anywhere most of the time to actually prosecute anybody. But what I'm saying here, though, is most, like, Casey Anthony got off pretty much because they couldn't prove by evidence that she did it. If she was prosecuted here, she'd already be, like, if she wouldn't be, like, already getting her death row date, like, being executed, she would be executed already if she'd been here. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not saying, like, oh, we're the only thing that doesn't play. I'm just saying, like, we need to start buckling. I feel like the whole country needs to start buckling down on this kind of behavior a little bit more, especially with the children. That's all I'm saying. The children should not be, like, nothing should be going on with our children like this. Like I said, and people, like I said, like, even how she left Colorado and they found her in Myrtle. Why was she even allowed to leave Colorado? She was a suspect at that time, was she not? I mean, from my understanding, if you're, like, a suspect in, like, a possible missing child endangerment murder thing, like, shouldn't you, like, be, like, mandatory? Like, you can't leave the state until the investigation's done? I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I'm just saying, if it's not a law, it should be. Like I said, because there's no reason why she should have been able to go to Myrtle Beach and take off out of Colorado. There's no way. Like, she should have been able to do that while Gannon's case was still open. They should have never let her do that. That's what I'm saying. They should have stopped her right then and there and arrested her. That was no different from Scott Peterson taking off with Lacey Peterson. It's no different. They arrested him when they found him taking off. So why was Teabag allowed to? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess that was my point. Thank you, Raina Villarreal. It's just, in Texas, I guess we've just learned, like, you just don't play like that. You know what I mean? Like, they don't play with you like that here. Like, if you take anybody's life, if you take most of the time, you're straight life or you're death. They don't let you out. There is no, like, oh, like, even my friend's murder case in Texas, I was shocked that she only got 27 years. She should have gotten life. She shot him in the back of the head. He was walking out of the house. How could he have been a threat to you? Walking out of a house with his bags, and you shot him in the back of the head. Then you left him there alive, lied on him, and then he ends up in the hospital dying with his hand. They had him handcuffed to a bed, and she's the one that shot him in the back of the head. And that ain't twisted, and her family knows law enforcement. I'm sorry, I'm upset about that because that's my friend's case. And actually today, I shared it on my timeline because this was also the day of his court case a couple years ago, like when it started. So I shared it on my timeline. So I don't know if Chris came in and helped with this, and I'm thinking he did because I've seen him everywhere today. I've heard music from him. I saw him on my timeline on Facebook. But I like to think that Chris Chapa helped. So I'm going to give him that. So anyways, and that's my friend that was murdered by his girlfriend in domestic abuse. Like I said, so, and she shot over her own child too. That's another thing. She got 27 years and she shot over her own child to shoot him in the back of the head. He had blood spatter on him. There's a video I've already done of him. And there's a link in it to the True Crime Daily channel that made the episode for his case. So if y'all are interested in that, like I said, it's under my true crime playlist. It was Christopher Chapa and Claudia Esquivel. Like I said, and that was my friend. Like I said, she shot right over her own child to shoot him in the back of the head. So, yeah. I just like to think that he played a big part in this to help. And I said, and I saw lots of signs of him today before I even knew this happened. So, yeah. I want to thank all of our spirit guides and all of our loved ones that have passed for helping things like this move forward, I guess is the best way that I can say it. So, and now I never get on the afternoon very much, but so I'm going to go ahead and stop here, like I said, because the press conference, and now it brought up, my thing with my friend. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop here. But like I said, I will do my regular live tonight. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get my son in a little bit, do the mommy things and stuff. And y'all can all take care of y'all's families and do the mommy stuff and daddy stuff and, dinner and whatever it is that y'all do. So I probably will be on between 8 and 9. I was going to offer a spread, but I haven't actually got to look at anything yet now. So I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly, yet tonight. We can obviously do some questions, if y'all have any questions about today and what came out. I'm sure more things will come out throughout the day. Like I said, so I have my Venmo, my PayPal, and my Cash App. Everything's in my About section. All questions, like basic questions. Or you can use Super Chat when we're in the live. Like I said, if you're not subscribed, you can subscribe over here and hit the notification bell, and it will let you know when we start our lives. And that's when that's where most of the time, if you're interested in being involved, like how we're doing right now, and I can answer you one-on-one in real time. Most of the time I offer, like, if you want to ask a question, you can ask a question for like $1.99 or something from Super Chat, or you can do it through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App if you want to ask a bunch of questions. I prefer the other three. But like if you just have one, then that's why I have the Super Chat set up. But there's also going to be questions, obviously, I'm going to find throughout the day about what was released today that I'm going to want to know myself. So I will be doing some of the spread on her being arrested off of questions that I want to know myself. But like if y'all have any questions, I will be opening slots for y'all to answer those questions as well. Like I said, and then I guess we'll just plan for that and go from there, you guys, because I don't, like I said, it was a lot of information released, and I think it was, like I said, it was not what we wanted to hear. I think it was hard for everybody at first. Like I said, I think, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, sign off, give everybody a chance to kind of revamp their energy. And then we'll be back later tonight, like I said, and we'll go ahead and do our normal tarot readings like we normally do. And then, like I said, if y'all have any questions, I'll answer them for you, so I love all y'all for being here. I apologize for, being a little bit emotional at times, but again, there's certain cases like this, like where you can't really help it. I mean, like you said, you watch the parents, you watch the family, you watch the press conference, and you can't help but cry with them. I mean, you would never want this to happen to you or anybody you know, or even anybody you don't know or don't like. I mean, you wouldn't want any of this to happen to anybody. That's what I'm saying. So it was just a hard thing, I think, for everybody. So, again, like I said, I'm going to go ahead, sign off, and try to, rebuild my energy for tonight. But like I said, y'all have a good rest of the afternoon. And I will talk to y'all soon. Like I said, if y'all have any questions that y'all can think of that y'all would like to ask today, write them down just in case you do forget, because I know I forget things constantly. And like I said, and then I'll be more than happy to answer them tonight. Let me make sure there's nothing else that I need to address real quick before I get off, because my kid is all right, you guys. So Like I said, y'all have a good rest of your afternoon. Like I said, let's all pray for Gannon and his family now that, we're at least moving forward. So that's, we're not happy with the outcome, but at least we are moving forward and she's been charged, So, thank God for that, or whatever you believe in. So like I said, I want to thank y'all for joining me and waiting. I love each and every one of you. Like I said, and I will see y'all tonight. So like I said, y'all take care, and I will let y'all know in a little bit once I get my son and kind of get situated and get my bearings back after hearing that news. I'm going to go ahead and decide that I'll pick a spread for us, and then like I said, we'll base the main conversation. Like I said, I'm going to ask, like I said, my own spread on how she's feeling now in jail and what could come from it. So like I said, y'all have a great rest of the afternoon. I'll talk to you soon. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for waiting. And like I said, again, I apologize for being a few minutes behind. But like I said, I love you, Southern Letecia fam, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one.